he was not being paid to push Kamala. Do you know what that means, Uncle Steve? When you say you were not being paid to push Kamala, you basically said they already own you, so there's no need for further compensation. Uncle Steve, I love and respect you, brother. I love and respect you. When you said you was pushing Kamala for free, do you know what you really said? Uncle Steve, do you know what you really said when you said they didn't pay you, you were pushing Kamala for free? You basically admitted you was already bought and sold, my brother. You basically admitted you were already bought and sold. My goodness. Here go another plantation slave. Let me tell you how you know when you found a plantation slave. You know you found a plantation slave when you speak about Kamala, they call you a Trump supporter. That's how you know you're dealing with a low vibrational, politically uneducated Negro. When you criticize Kamala, they say you must be a member of the Republican plantation. They believe all blacks are slaves. They believe all blacks are slaves. When you criticize Kamala, they automatically assume that you are on the Republican Party plantation. They don't believe that there's a such thing as a free-thinking African. They don't believe there's a such thing as a free-thinking African. They don't believe there's a such thing as a free-thinking African. You already know what the solution is. Stop asking. You just in denial. You already know what the solution is. Stop asking. You're just in denial. You already know what the solution is. Stop asking. You're just in denial. The solution is to divest, hold the vote. Demand something for it or keep it to yourself. That's the solution for the black vote. Demand something for it as an organized black power, black vote block. We need a black vote for black power block. We need a black vote for black power block. Demand something as a unit, as a race, as a block, or don't vote at all. Get something for it or don't give it away. You get something for it or you don't give it away. You get something for it or you don't give it away. Period. Point blank. End of story. But you can't do that because you've been brainwashed into believing voting for black people is an obligation to ancestors who are no longer here. Dr. King and Fannie Lou Hamer, they didn't fight for the vote so it could be used as a ritual. Voting is not a ritual. Voting is not a ritual. Voting is not a religion. Voting is not a religion. Voting is not a rites of passage. Voting is not a ritual. It's not an empty symbol. You're not supposed to vote for symbol. Voting is not a symbol. Voting is a transaction for everybody except Africans. Voting is a transaction for everybody but Africans. Voting is a transaction. You're actually supposed to get something for it. Did you know that? American Africans? You're actually supposed to get something for your vote. And they're supposed to tell you what they're going to give you before you vote. Steve Harvey, Uncle Steve the naive Harvey, Steve naive Steve Harvey said, if we don't vote this time, we don't get nothing next time. If we don't vote this time, we don't get nothing next time. If we don't vote this time, we don't get nothing next time. Steve Harvey, we've been voting Democrat for 93 years. How many more empty elections are you expecting black people to tolerate? Naive Uncle Steve Harvey. We've been voting Democrat for 93 years. How many more empty, symbolic, ritualistic elections you want black people to tolerate, Steve Harvey, before we get something for the vote?